What's up, pumpkin heads? It's Mike from Wisconsin. Let's see what's going on in the patch this week. We got a dang good episode for you. You're watching Moby Mike Pumpkins on YouTube. All right, guys, we're back at the wolf plant, but we need to do some thinking. We got to stop, put our thinking cap on, because all of a sudden we're going to have a problem if we don't. So what we got here, we cut the main off. That was going to be our new main right there. Oh, that little guy right there. But here's the problem. It is June 12th. I'm digging in the tip as deep as I dig. I want to dig. And usually if you can see a pumpkin way deep in there, that's 12 days out. I cannot find one in there. That puts us at the 24th. If I could see it, I don't see one. There might not be one in there for days after that. Now we're starting to get, towards the end of the month. A little late. So we go to the next one back. And the next one back. Doesn't have one. This guy here has got one in there, just barely in there. Let's take a look at it, see if we can find it here. See if we can find it here for you guys. Oh, see the little guy in there? I don't know if you can see him, he's like right there. Anyway, that'll probably be about an 11-day one. So that'll put us at June 23rd, good to go. But, since we know these two suck, what we're gonna have to do is, we're gonna loop these over, get this one coming straight like it was, stop cutting the tertiaries off of that one, and then it should give you, that's the 12th secondary, but then we're going to grow some tertiaries off that, make it the new vine. There should end up being about 16 vines behind it, plus these two guys, so, and then with the June 23rd pollination. But if we didn't stop and think about it and just let this one go, all of a sudden, heck, it'd be the end of the month and we wouldn't have one. So we're going to do some rerouting here. We're going to start training this to make that our winner. That guy's not going to do it. So anyway, we're going to get to getting on that. And I'm probably just going to do a very slight movement tonight because it's been cool all day. It was 39 degrees this morning. You believe that? That's baloney. Anyway, so these vines feel really brittle. I was trying to move some on the other plant, and I'm going to do most of my vine training tomorrow, but I want to get this one kind of started in the right direction because we need to make that call now before it's too late. Keep on top of stuff, guys. Like you're spraying. That way you don't get in a situation. But if you are, think ahead. So we had a visitor today. Got some flowers for Jim. Jim, why did you need flowers?
I haven't grown in a year, Mike, and I forgot that you actually need male flowers to pollinate these things. I haven't, really, I'm rusty, Mike, and I guess I was too aggressive in the beginning of the season, pruning off my male flowers, and so.
Well, that's all right. We got a few for you. So how are your plants doing? Probably a couple weeks ahead of mine, right?
You're never going to catch up.
I knew it. I knew it.
No.
I knew it.
So, I appreciate the flowers. I hope they don't have bacterial wilt or viruses from your cucumber beetles.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
mean, we can't promise that.
Do that. You could teach me how to,
prune,
cultivate flowers, and I could teach you how to kill bugs.
Well, I mean, you do that for a living, right?
Free advertisement, baby.
So Jim's got the pests under control. I got the pruning under control. So maybe together we could figure something out. So.
Okay. Well, if I'm going to use one of these, Mike, you better grow a big one because I don't want anyone,
I think that'd be about the best pollen you could get. That could be state record, world record. Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, this is going to pollinate the state record and the world record?
I think it's going to come from that.
I don't think so.
Hey, Jim, are you going to try and get your belt back? Tom's got it.
For one thing, I haven't seen Tom really, wear it a lot. I don't know. I don't think he looks good in orange, Mike. I think it looks better on me. Look at that. Come on, Mike.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, if I win it, I'm going to wear that thing all over the place.
Okay, well, may the prettiest man win the orange.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Bye.
Good morning. It is 6:17. Nice cool morning. Gonna get some vines buried up here. We got the plot in front of us there. Got a t-shirt over the pumpkin. As you can see, it's not real big. A little flat right now. Still developing. 8 days old. I think she'll be all right. It was awfully cold though the whole time she was pollinated, so just kind of getting warmed up yet. Because it was cold, we were originally thinking maybe like the 24th, 25th on 2365 Wolf there in the background. but I think it's going to be closer to the 26th, 27th, just because of the slow growth that we had with all these cold mornings. Kind of pushed my timing back on that, but that's okay. That's why we did what we did with redoing the vines, because then them other ones would have been into July. So anyway, we're gonna get this plant all buried up and get some water down, and it should be good for the day. All right, the vines are buried up. We're doing some water, and we got 6 sprinklers out here. But one thing we want to do is we got to adjust the spray pattern a few times while we're watering, because what'll happen is 2 things that can happen that you don't want. One is it just makes an arc, and at the end of the arc, you just have a big wet semicircle where it's going around. 2, you have 3 of them making an arc, and they all intercept at the same spot, which it was doing on one of these plants here. And you have a big wet spot in the middle of the plant, that's how you rot out your vines and all that stuff. So all you do is you come around here, and they got a little screw here. And I'll screw this one out and watch the pattern. See all of a sudden now I'm shooting 30 some feet. And you got to watch where this intercepts the other one. They're all set on really close range right now. See how that one's spraying real close? But anyway, you're gonna rotate through on how far this sprays out a few times, so you don't end up with wet semicircles, intercepting semicircles, and just wet spots and dry spots in your patch. So you just take this adjustment screw, like I said, turn her in. Now we're shooting closer, farther. You can also tip this hat up or down and widen it out, whatever. Anyway, so you're just walking around. I'm walking around making sure that the sprinklers don't plug. I'm changing the spray pattern. I'm looking at the soil where it's hitting, and I'm adjusting it from there. So anyway, the key is always adjust them a little bit. If you run them in the same spot over and over and over again, you're always going to get spots that are wetter than others, and your plant growth's going to suffer. So do it right. Have fun. All right, we got the Elon Musk 9000 flamethrower here. So what we're doing is we're just burning some of these weeds up. There's a lot of weeds out here, and we want to just get them taken care of. I've been loop hoeing, but when you loop hoe and you water, a lot of times the plants will reroot themselves. So we got a lot of small little things here. So anyway, you just take this weed burner here and go across them, and they'll get kind of a bright green, and then that way you got them when they turn to like a bright green. You don't have to burn them all the way to the ground. Some of these small ones will. This is the pre-Elon model, All he did was take some of these weed burners and throw them in a fancy thing and call them flamethrowers, and people lost their minds. Oh my gosh, I can buy a flamethrower. Well, you can go to Harbor Freight and you can buy one for 30 bucks every day of the week. So there you go. So I'll show you how this works. This thing sounds like a jet engine. So let's see here. I don't want to burn my phone up, but probably hard to catch on camera, but they turn a nice bright green, and then you got them. And anyway, like I've already did a bunch of areas. You can still see them out there, but they should be dead in the next few days. So that's what we're doing. A little flame throwing. Alrighty, our ryegrass is all matted down. Looks like a nice bed of straw. Beautiful. You can see the flags out there. We're gonna have 6 plants. I'm gonna spread some fertilizer. We got some 19011. It's a 32-pound bag. It's a broken bag special. They sell these at Fleet Farm. The bag gets broken, they throw some tape on it. They charge you like half price. And then I got some K-Mag, some 0022, and then that's got 11% magnesium. And then I got some TerraNu micronutrient. There's just a little bit in there. We'll spread the rest of that on here. And that should be good. It's going to be maybe a little higher in nitrogen than I want, but we'll amend that, and it's just going to be top dressed on there. So I think some of that nitrogen is going to burn off in the air, but that's okay. So it'll be a little high. And then we'll get them plants planted, and then hopefully that mat of ryegrass kind of prevents the weeds, and so we'll get them field pumpkins in there. I'll spare you me this spreading this, and I'll show you once we got them planted. All right, guys, we got the field pumpkins in the ground. You're looking at a 177 Paul there, 138 Paul. All the north ones are 138 Pauls, and all these south ones are 177 Pauls. So my first time really trying to grow competitively. I'm not trying to break any records or anything, but just I've never grown field pumpkins where I've watered them before. So it's all new to me. So I think we'll just kind of set a goal of 120 pounds. Like, I think that's a good number to achieve, yet still be reasonable that we can achieve, and yet pretty good number to hit. So we're not trying to break any records here, but a couple good field pumpkins for the yard, and then I didn't have to do the work to grow a giant pumpkin. So the main work here is done, and this mat should help me from having to water so often here. I could tell the moisture is a lot better in here than it is over there, and this hasn't been watered a long time, so it's a good deal. So we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.